All right, welcome to Survive Thrive. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I want you to write down 4 things for me. Number 1, local economists of choice. Number 2, marketing to the right buyers. 3, strategic pricing professional. And 4, fierce negotiator. Now, we're going to dive deep into 2 of these today. We're going to dive deep into the local economists of choice, and we're going to dive deep into becoming a strategic pricing professional. And one of the things that I want you to work on is, why should I hire you? The answer to that question, if somebody asks you what sets you apart from everybody else, of course, you've got your unique value proposition, right? But in addition to that, you need to have an elevator pitch, if you want to call it that, it's fine. And mine is because I'm a local economist of choice. I know the local market better than anybody else does. I am an expert at marketing your home to the right buyers. Anybody can market your home, but marketing your homes to the right buyers is going to be the difference between you selling your home for the most amount of money in the least amount of days and your home doesn't sell. I am a strategic pricing professional. I understand that in today's market, our goal is not just to put your home on the market at market value, but we've got to beat the competition. And I'm going to show you how to do that. And I'm, like I said, a strategic pricing professional. And finally, I'm a fierce negotiator. All right, so there's my pitch. That's my answer. If anybody asks me why you, that's my answer. All right, let's dive deep into being a local economist of choice. I'm going to slow down a little bit because I want you to take notes on these. This is my list of what I want you to track in order to be a local economist of choice. First of all, observation, forecast, persuasion. Your job as a real estate agent when you're looking at the market is to make an observation. This is what I see. Now, you can do that as part of being the local economist of choice. For example, Jonathan, who is in Hillsborough County, wants to be the local economist of choice for homes in the Tampa Bay area. You could also be the local economist of choice for a specific property based on the neighborhood and based on a 2 to 3 mile radius around that home. Your job is to make an observation. This is what I see. Then to make a forecast. Based on what I see, this is what's happening. In other words, this is the direction that we're going in. We are moving into a buyer's market, or the market is slowing down, days on market. We have more days on market, fewer leads, fewer showings, fewer sales. And here's what that means. That's the forecast. And then the last part of this is persuasion. And your job is to master persuasion when it comes to meeting with your clients, helping them self-discover the right strategy to get their home sold for the most amount of money in the least amount of time. It's not to tell them, it's to help them self-discover, because if you say it, you're going to get pushback. If they say it, they're all in. So it's observation, forecast, persuasion. All right, number 2, active listings. How many active listings are there in your market? Remember, what is your market? Again, using Jonathan as an example, his market could be the Tampa Bay area. So if I'm you, Jonathan, I'm looking at Hillsborough, Pinellas, Pasco, Polk County, and I'm looking in those 4 counties. How many active listings do we have on the market right now? Is that number increasing or is it decreasing? Are there more active listings today than there was a month ago? Or are there fewer? More than there were 6 months ago, or are there fewer? You need to know the answers to those questions. As a local economist of choice, it's not, give me a minute and I'll look it up for you. It's, here's what's going on. You know it as a local economist of choice. All right, number 3. Active days on market today versus a month ago versus a year ago. So what's the active days on market for homes in your market let's say single family homes. Let's be specific here for a moment. Okay, so active listings for single family homes in the Tampa Bay area. How does that compare to last month? How does it compare to last year? Again, that's part of being a local economist of choice. It's your job to know this. List price to sell price ratio. 1, 2, 3, 4. Row number 4. All right, I should put numbers next to these things. All right, sale price to original list price. Pay attention to that. It's not sales price to list price ratio. It's sales price to the original list price ratio. So make sure you're looking at that list price prior to a price reduction. What percentage of the original list price are homes selling for in your market today? If you looked at, again, staying in the Tampa Bay area, because I'm here and I know the market, so we'll talk on that. If you looked at the average sales price compared to the original list price today in the Tampa Bay market, at somewhere around 93 to 94%. Now, if you looked at that number back in 2021, it was 101 to 102%. It's different. It matters. And it's your job to understand, what does that mean? What does it mean that homes are selling for 93% of the original list price? All right, the next thing I want you to look at, I think we're on number 5. Homes sold in the last 30 days. Just look it up. Homes sold in the last 30 days. How's the market? Well, you know, it's interesting that you asked Debbie, actually in the Tampa Bay area, there were 450 homes sold in the last 30 days. Wow. Now, let's just say, Debbie, take yourself off mute for a moment because I'm getting tired of my own voice here. Raise your hand if you're getting tired of my voice. Don't do that. I'm joking. So, Debbie, we're at a networking event, right? And I ask you, hey, Debbie, how's the market?
Great.
Okay, that's how most people answer that question, right? Right? Debbie,
Yes.
how would a local economist of choice answer that question?
I don't know. Would they go into kind of the market conditions briefly?
Okay, so you don't have to know the exact answer, and I'm sorry for putting you on a spotlight here. By the way, if you take any classes on Train the Trainer, this is a big no-no right here. So, Debbie, I love you. We're friends, so you're going to give me some grace on this, right?
Of course.
Okay, so what I'm looking for is, hey, Debbie, how's the market? Now, think of the last 4 things that I asked you to start tracking. How would a local economist of choice answer that question if they were speaking to a client or a friend or a family member, or they're at a networking event?
I have no idea.
Okay, there we go. Phone a friend. Phone a friend. Who wants to jump in here and help Debbie?
It depends, John.
Well,
Maybe they ask, how's the market?
Yes. How's the market?
Yes.
well, you know, in 78757, we only have 35 homes that are priced above $1 million.
There you go.
You know, the inventory level is at 4.8,
There you
which
go.
is technically a seller's market. You know, a healthy market is 6 months. Anything
Yeah.
above that is the buyers, anything below is the sellers. But you know what decouples that? What's making it a buyer's market right now is days on market. Days on market are up to 90. So if we're in a seller's market, days on market should be short, maybe 30 days.
Okay.
So if we have a seller's market from inventory standpoint, but days on market are up, we really have kind of a opportunity for buyers to get in there and make a low ball offer.
Nice.
I'm
I
speaking
like
to a
that.
buyer.
So know your stuff right off the top of your head.
That's it. That's it.
I just got done doing open houses in 78757, so I was prepared for that.
That's it. That's it. Let me go over the list with you guys. Okay, so observation, forecast, persuasion. Number 2, active listings. How many active listings are there in your local market? Is that number increasing or is it decreasing? Average days on market. How does that compare for average days on market for homes in your market today versus a month ago or a year ago? Sale price to original list price. What's the percentage? 93, 94, 95. What's the percentage of sale price to the original list price? And again, how does that compare month over month and year over year? How many homes sold in the last 30 days in your local market? Is that number increasing? Is it decreasing? How does it compare month over year? How does it compare, sorry, month over month? How does that compare year over year? Interest rates. What are your local interest rates? How does that affect the market? What's affordability? Can you explain affordability? All of these things make up what it takes to be a local economist of choice, to have conversations with clients, family members, friends, networking events that are going to cause people to see you as a local economist of choice, as someone that they would choose to work with if they were to hire a real estate agent. This is how you stand out from the competition. All right, let's go deep into strategic pricing professional. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 points for you. Number 1, start with supply and demand. Now, the way we do supply and demand is you have your subject property. You have a 2 to 3 mile radius around the subject property. You're going to look at similar like kind homes. So if you have a single family home, you're only looking at single family homes within a 2 to 3 mile radius around the subject property. You have a price range. You know what that price range is because you did your research prior to going on the appointment. And you also asked the seller in the soft interview before you went on the appointment, hey, just out of curiosity, based on other homes in your neighborhood, what kind of price do you have in mind? They're going to answer that question most of the time. Now, if they don't, that's fine. But they're going to give you a number. So you have a price range. So now you've got a price range, you know where the subject property is, and you're going to do it a 2 to 3 mile radius around the subject property. You're going to look for active listings in $50,000 increments most of the time. Now you're going to get down to 20,000 when you get into lower price points, and you're going to get up to 100,000 when you get into higher price points. But most of the time it's $50,000. For example, how many active listings are there between 500 and 550,000 within a 2 to 3 mile radius of my subject property? Now, the next part of the equation is how many homes sold. Same price range, same location, go back 6 months. Now, the reason you're going back 6 months is this is a math equation and you need data. Don't get hung up in, well, these homes aren't comparable. That's not the point. They sold between 5 and 550. That's all we care about right now. How many single family homes within a 2 to 3 mile radius of my subject property sold between 500 and 550,000 in the last 6 months? And the next part of the math equation is we're going to take the number of homes that sold and divide it by 6. And this is going to tell us how many are selling every 30 days. Now we're going to take that number of active listings. This is where we started. And we're going to divide it by the number of homes that are selling every 30 days. So let's just say, for example, there's 18 active listings between 500 and 550. And there are 6 selling every 30 days. We have a 3-month supply of inventory. Now, if you look on the whiteboard, 3-month supply of inventory would put us right about here. In other words, the market's still moving up, but not at the rate that it was when it was less than 30 days. And what happens next? This is the forecast part of the conversation. And if the data tells me we're moving into a market where there's 4 months of inventory or 5 months of inventory, then prices are not going up anymore. They're starting to plateau. What happens next? Prices are coming down. Really important. Now, the next thing we want to do is where do we need, number 2, where do we need to be in order to beat the competition? Please write it down exactly the way I said it. And when you're sitting at the kitchen table, it's exactly how I want you to talk. I mean, that's the question. Where do you want to be? Where do we need to be, Z, when we put your home on the market? Where do we need to be in order to beat the competition? You see, Z, there's 18 homes for sale. There's 3 selling every 30 days. Now, or there's 6 selling every 30 days, sorry. If I'm a buyer and I'm looking at those 18 homes, I'm going to choose the home that is the most updated, has the most to offer, the best location, the best amenities, and is the best price. It's a beauty pageant and a price war. Now, the good news is 6 sellers are going to win this competition in the next 30 days. 6 out of 18. There's 6 selling every 30 days. Our job is to be one of the 6. In order to sell your home, you have to be one of the top 6 homes. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to look at your home compared to your competition. We're going to look at how do you compare based on presentation, based on updating, based on location. How do you compare to those other 18 homes that you're competing against? And then we're going to look at your home based on price and ask, how do you compare? Are we priced to be the bride or the bridesmaid? Are we going to sell the competition or is the competition going to sell us? Now think for a moment, let's reverse this and say there's 18 homes for sale and 3 are selling every 30 days. All right, now we're here. Market values are coming down. They're not going up. They're not staying level. They're coming down. There's 18 homes for sale. 3 are selling every 30 days. 6 months of inventory. Now, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, in order to sell your home, you've got to be one of the top 3. And the formula to be one of the top 3, write this down, everybody, is top 25% in presentation, bottom 25% in price. It's not one or the other, it's both. You've got to be both. So first of all, are we going to win the beauty contest? And once we've determined, yes, we are. We're going to definitely win the beauty contest. And are we going to win the price war? Now, the question might be, okay, other than making updates, John, how do we win the beauty contest? Compete in a different market. For example, if you're looking at a property and you're meeting with a seller and you're looking at market value at 510, 515, and you're looking at those homes that you're competing with between 500 and 550, and you're not going to win the beauty contest. You're just not. You're either going to lower the price to be the lowest property in that competition, or you're going to compete against different competition. In other words, you're going to compete against homes between 450 and 500. You actually might be better off taking that $510,000 market value home and pricing it at $499. Or like seller says, I'm giving my home away. Maybe. Let's think about that. So if you sold your home for $490,000, $495, or let's just go full price, $499. And you're definitely competing against lesser competition. So now you're winning the beauty contest. And you sell your house in less than 30 days for $499,000. Now, 6 months from now, your home is worth $490,000. Did you give your home away? Remember, logic makes us think, emotion makes us act. So the emotion part of this conversation is, okay, Debbie, it's a year from now. You're in that new home in Tampa. You're with your kids. You're enjoying your life. That home you sold for $499 is now worth $480, by the way. And for the last year, you've been close to family, enjoying your family. How do you feel about that? Debbie's answer is going to be awesome. Follow-up question is, so what should we do? Well, the only right answer to that question is price it at $499. And your response is, I agree, ready to get started. All right. Number 3, price ahead of the market. So we've kind of talked about this, but not really. So let's just say, I'm going to do this so you can see it better. Let's just say this is market value today. And I'll use the same example. We'll go with 510. Now I can price that home above the market. Let's say 515. I can price at market value, or I can come down here and price below the market in order to beat the competition, in order to price where the market's going. Price ahead of the market. Which way is the market moving? Well, it's moving this way. So your price ahead of the market, 2 different choices. Number 4, you could either create the market or chase the market. And pricing it at $499 is creating the market. Anything else is chasing the market down, where you're ultimately going to sell the property for less money in more days. So not only did you get less money than you could have, but you've got holding costs because it took longer to sell your home. All right. That's a wrap. You guys talk to me. Tell me what you think.
That was a lot in a very short period of time, and I want the video.
$5 a piece. It's a joke.
John, it's obviously a powerful conversation because it resonates, right? But it's not going to resonate with everyone. And I think that's why we're scared to have that conversation. But the reality is if it's not resonating with that particular buyer or seller, the reality is they're maybe not someone you want to work with. So just keep practicing that conversation, because the stronger you get at having it, hopefully the better you can convey it and have them understand.
Yes.
Wow, very well said.
That is super. I'm so glad we're still recording. Well done, Joanne. I'm proud of you. By the way, everything that I'm teaching you is a skill, which is good news, because if it's a skill, you can learn it. And like Joanne said, you can master it. When real estate agents talk about it being a bad market, and they talk about it in a negative way, my response is always, is it really? Because as a real estate agent, I pray for markets like this. This is where I have the advantage over everybody else. This is where you have the advantage over everybody else, because you are, write this down, you are a skill-based agent. And the market needs skill-based agents. When the market's good, it doesn't take a whole lot of skill in order to get that home on the market and sell it. But when the market gets tough, tough being 2 out of 3 listings are not going to sell. 2 out of 3 listings will end up on the expired list. That's a tough market. Now I'm a seller and I need to hire a real estate agent to sell my home. And I know it's hard to sell your home right now. Am I looking for just anybody, or am I looking for someone who's mastered everything that we talked about here today? Well, I need a skill-based agent more than ever. So if I'm a real estate agent, this is the market I've been waiting for. Clarissa, talk to me.
So John, right now you have me reevaluating my life, because I'm wondering if I needed an IEP, because you have been saying this since the pandemic, which is when I came in full time.
Right.
And you always said, hey, it's a pandemic. This is easy. But when the market shifts and when we're no longer in this market, you need to be a skills-based.
Yeah.
You've been saying it for forever. And what you just did today, you've done it. I've seen you do it 1,000 times, at least 1,000 times. But I'm actually gonna watch this again, write the script, because now you've given me the script so that I can master it to be able to have the conversations like you.
There you go. Proud of you. Hey, by the way, for those of you who don't know Clarissa, she's a retired high school principal. Clarissa, tell everybody what an IEP is, because I know there's people who are going, what's an IEP? Thinking real estate, right?
And IEP is an individualized education plan.
There you go.
For those students who struggle. Yes, me too, John. I thought I may have been gifted, but I'm actually seeing in real estate, I'm a struggling student right now.
My husband is a retired middle school teacher, so when you said that, I was kind of like, that's school stuff. What is she talking about?
I'm a retired. I did middle school for 14 years, middle school science. So yeah.
That's amazing. Middle school for 14 years. I can't even fathom that.
Best time, good time.
All right, everybody. I hope everybody got value today. If you did, tell your friends. If you didn't, don't talk.
Hey, John, what's because I was driving, so I didn't get everything in. How long until it'll be up so we can watch the recording again?
But before the end of the day, Julia.
Okay, thank you.
Right. Oh, by the way, if you're new to this call, and you're not on our Survive to Thrive Facebook page, please go to that page, ask to be added, and I will add you immediately. All right. That's where all the videos live, by the way. All right, everybody, make it a great day.
Thank you, John.
All right, go get them, guys.
See you tomorrow.
All right.
Thanks, John.
My pleasure.